Hey guys, Vincent here. This is a first video about a sequence that we've been seeing here in my classes in Dublin for the last 4 weeks. So the idea, we have a new microphone in the movement studio here, is to provide you with a weekly video for you to start building up the same sequence at home, wherever you find yourself on Earth. So we're gonna start by seeing, this is kind of an acrobatic sequence. We will not see the acrobatics just today, but instead today we're going to be studying the concept of bump spins and see how we can bring two variations of bump spins together to create the first half of this sequence. First thing first, obviously you want to be warming up. If you're not sure how to do that, I have a few tutorials on YouTube in case you didn't notice. So just check them out, make sure you're properly warmed up, and then come back to this video. So we're going to start in our favorite position, this 1990. So first thing first, we want to be speaking the same language. In the 1990, this back leg is the upper leg because the back hip is higher than the front hip. And for most people who are not super flexible, the bum cheek that's sitting on the floor is the one on the side of the front leg. So back, upper leg, front, lower leg. In that position, I want to start by creating one straight line between my head, my torso, and my back leg, back upper leg. So I'm going to bring both hands on the side of the front leg and extend the back leg here, trying to be kind of straight between this foot and my head. This position here will allow us to pivot around the hip that's resting on the floor. For that, we're going to be swinging this extended leg backward. And your goal is to be able to perform a 360 rotation. So start slow with 180, and as you get more and more comfortable, try to spin more and more until you end up facing the same wall you were facing when you started. One thing to be avoiding is that foot from going on the ground and off the ground again and again and again. This would create unrequired friction and just kill the whole flow. So think of it as a plane, and you want the plane to be gently approaching the ground and then as smoothly as possible landing on the ground. Same idea, don't do this. Try to land the plane as softly as possible. Again, remember, you want to create one straight line here before you start pivoting. If you stay upright, this will not work well and kind of hinge the hip here. So create some space in that hip for it to be leading the way, and then come back up at the end of it. Once you got the gist of that, you want to be able to do that simple motion here that allows us to go from one 90-90 with the knees, in my case, facing the left, to the other without changing the position of the feet. So imagine that both feet are anchored on the floor. You just want to be changing the side by raising the knees towards the ceiling and allowing them to drop on the other side. At the end of your spin, this is the only thing that you need to be doing. If you start with your knees facing the left, when you're about to land and finish the spin, just bring the knees facing the ceiling and allow them to drop the other side. Now, one very easy variation from there consists in us bringing the hand on the side of the front lower leg down and push against it to extend the back leg and extend both hips here. Bring the pelvis forward. Then, depending on your style, you may want to extend this hand somewhere. And from that higher position, bring the bum down again and flick the upper back leg into another spin. Now, to make this easier, we're going to allow ourselves to flex this leg, which means bring this foot in front of you before you flick it again, and support this by grabbing something in the air with this arm so that there is more momentum being generated this way. So from this 90-90 position, hand goes down, pelvis up. You can add your own flavor to that, but then this bum cheek is gonna go back on the floor as we bend this elbow. This upper leg is gonna flick, and so is the hand on the same side to support the motion. And from there, the idea is to bring them two spins together. So, starting in a 90-90, finishing on the other side, using the momentum to go back up here, and flicking this leg and this hand to finish there. As you can see, the idea is not to stop between the two motions, and rather recycle the momentum from the first spin to go back up in that position before you throw another spin. So it goes fast, slow here, and fast again, but never kind of stopping.